Here are 10 of the best Mandarin Chinese movies on Netflix that you should definitely check out. But how do I know that they're worth watching? Well, because my Netflix addiction runs deep, okay? Don't judge me. I've spent the last couple of weeks binging Netflix's Chinese movie selection, and I've curated a list of the very best ones. Yes, I know, my job is amazing. So let's jump right in. Us and Them. Us and Them is one of those movies that really sneaks up on you. Before you know it, you're fully invested, heart aching, and questioning all your life choices. Yes, I admit I cried, okay? It starts with two young strangers meeting on a train during the Spring Festival rush. They're both just trying to make it in Beijing, chasing dreams that feel just out of reach. In the process, they find each other. Their love story is raw, messy, and so real, shaped by ambition, disappointment, and time itself. Years later, life throws them back together, and suddenly they have to face their unfinished story. Now, I'm not spoiling a thing, so don't even ask, but let's just say that this movie had my heart in a vice. It just hurts in the best way. Now, on top of being an emotional roller coaster, it's also an amazing watch for Mandarin learners. The dialogue is supernatural, exactly how people actually talk, and since it's set in Beijing, you'll pick up the northern accent and some regional slang. Plus, the emotional weight of the story makes it easier to grasp tone and context, so even if you miss one or two words, you feel what's being said. If you're looking for a film that will hit you right in the feels and boost your language skills, Us and Them is a must-watch. Just be ready for the emotional gut punch. The Post-Truth World. The Post-Truth World is the kind of thriller that messes with your head in the best way. Just when you think you've got it figured out, boom, another twist. It kicks off with a washed-up journalist who suddenly finds himself taken hostage by a former star athlete, an athlete who also happens to be a convicted murderer. But here's the catch, the athlete swears that he was framed. And with no one else to turn to, he forces the journalist to dig into the truth. What starts as a desperate act quickly spirals into something bigger. The deeper he investigates, the more tangled everything becomes. Hidden agendas, media manipulation, secrets that powerful people will do anything to keep buried. It's kind of a mess, and not the kind that you can just walk away from. The deeper you go, the harder it is to tell who's actually pulling the strings. Watching this movie felt like being strapped into a roller coaster where every drop made me question everything I thought I knew. It's intense, addictive, and impossible to look away from. And if you're learning Mandarin, you get a mix of fast, high-energy investigative dialogue and those slow, edge-of-your-seat, tension-filled moments that make every word feel heavier. It also gives you a solid balance of everyday speech and more formal, media-related vocabulary. Super useful if you want to understand Mandarin beyond just casual conversations. The Abandoned. The Abandoned is an eerie psychological thriller that pulls you into the streets of Taipei. The story follows a detective struggling with her own past, who is assigned to investigate the mysterious death of a homeless man. As she digs deeper, she uncovers a tangled web of forgotten people, hidden secrets, and a city that really seems to swallow its most vulnerable. It gets intense. The more the detective learns, the more she starts questioning reality itself. Was this just an accident, or is there something much darker lurking beneath the surface? At this point, my mom couldn't stand the tension, and I had to watch the rest of the movie alone. It is that good. Not fit for impressionable moms though. This movie blends suspenseful storytelling with clear, deliberate dialogue, perfect for training your listening skills in Mandarin. I also like that the conversations are often slower and more intentional, making it easier to catch key phrases. Plus, the mix of formal investigative language and everyday speech gives you a well-rounded understanding of how Mandarin is used in different contexts. I Am the Secret in Your Heart. I Am the Secret in Your Heart starts as the typical high school romance, but don't be fooled. It had us sobbing. Yes, my mom did finish this one with me. Shocker. This movie follows Wang, a high school student caught between childhood friendships, new connections, and the bittersweet realities of growing up. When she meets Cheng, a quiet transfer student, he immediately recognizes her as the girl who once saved him from bullies, but she has no memory of it. And she is now torn between Cheng, her crush, and her best friend. As the plot thickens, jealousy and misunderstandings get in the way. This movie had me feeling everything. The nostalgia, the what-ifs, the ache of time passing too fast. It's a beautiful watch, and For Mandarin learners, it's full of natural, everyday conversations with just the right balance of emotional weight. The way the characters express longing and hesitation is a great way to pick up tone and subtext. Plus, if you love slow burn romances, this one is definitely for you. A Son. A Son is raw, heavy, and completely devastating. At first, it seems like a simple story. The Chen family is rocked when their younger son gets arrested for a violent crime and sent to juvenile detention. His very strict, emotionally distant father basically gives up on him, pouring all his hopes into the older son, the perfect one with a very bright future. But life doesn't care about anyone's plans, and when tragedy strikes, the entire family is forced to confront the pain that they've been bearing for years. At first, you think that this is just about a troubled kid and a father who can't accept him. But as the story unfolds, it becomes painfully clear. Everyone in this family is struggling. Everyone is carrying something that they don't know how to say out loud. And this really makes you ask yourself, what does it really take to forgive? Can a family ever truly heal if they keep ignoring the things that hurt them the most? Listen, I'm not gonna lie. This movie wrecked me. It's beautifully told, deeply human, and it hits so hard. It's so good. On top of that, the dialogue is natural and real, with that quiet, restrained way families often talk, where what isn't said matters just as much as what is. You'll hear a mix of formal and informal Mandarin, plus some Taiwanese accents and expressions that add an extra layer of depth. If you want a movie that'll hit you right in the heart and help you improve your listening skills, A Son is absolutely worth watching. Just maybe have some tissues nearby. But there's a catch. You'll miss out on all the deeper Chinese meanings if you watch A Son the traditional way. That's why I recommend you watch it with FluentU's Chrome extension. With the FluentU Chrome extension, you can turn any Netflix show or YouTube video with subtitles into a powerful language learning tool. It transforms regular subtitles into interactive subtitles, so every word becomes clickable, letting you instantly see expert-written meanings, examples, extra tips, and video clips of native speakers using the vocabulary in different contexts. What I personally like most is that you can watch A Son and look up new words without ever pausing or switching screens. You can also save them in a vocab list to practice them later. It's the same with my favorite YouTube videos, which I can also import into my FluentU account, making it even easier to learn on the go. And if you're a beginner, don't worry. FluentU has a carefully curated library of authentic videos designed for all levels. What works best for language learners is that after each video, you get personalized quizzes and speaking questions to really help reinforce what you've learned. By the way, what Netflix movie would you like to learn Chinese with? Comment below to get a chance of winning 1 year of FluentU for free. You can also click the link below to get a FluentU free trial. Now, let's check out another of my favorite Chinese movies on Netflix, The Wandering Earth. Imagine this, the sun is dying, and instead of hopping on spaceships to escape, humanity decides to do something absolutely wild. Turn Earth itself into a spaceship. Yes, you heard me. They build massive thrusters to push the planet out of the solar system and go find a new home. But, of course, space is unforgiving. And when things go horribly wrong, a group of unlikely heroes has to race against time to stop total extinction. What makes this film hit really hard is the human story underneath all of the sci-fi madness. It's really not just about survival. It's about sacrifice, love, and hope. It reminds you that even in the face of total annihilation, what keeps us going isn't just science, but the connections that we refuse to let go of. Learners get a mix of technical sci-fi terms, urgent military-style commands, and emotional, heartfelt family moments. Sure, some of the scientific vocab might be a bit advanced, but the emotional dialogue, clear, powerful, and full of meaning. Plus, hearing Mandarin in a futuristic setting, kind of awesome. Goes to prove that language is just as powerful in space as it is on Earth. See what I did there? The Night of Shadows between Yin and Yang. The Night of Shadows between Yin and Yang is like stepping into a living Chinese folktale. Action, fantasy, mythology, and comedy all rolled into one. The iconic Jackie Chan plays Pu Songling, a legendary demon hunter who uses a magical calligraphy brush to trap evil spirits. When people mysteriously start vanishing in a small village, he teams up with a young detective to solve the mystery, only to find that the line between good and evil isn't as clear as they thought. This movie is so much fun. It's packed with dazzling fight scenes, playful humor, and heartwarming moments, all wrapped in Jackie Chan's signature mix of action and comedy. But it's not just about the spectacle. There's a real emotional core with themes of love, redemption, and destiny. It mixes poetic, old-style Chinese with casual modern dialogue, giving you a taste of both traditional and everyday speech. Plus, the clear pronunciation and expressive acting make it very easy to follow, even if you don't catch every historical reference. And if you love Chinese mythology, this is a fantastic way to soak it all up while sharpening your listening skills. Cook Up a Storm. Cook Up a Storm is the ultimate foodie movie, packed with intense rivalries, high-stakes cooking battles, and dishes so gorgeous that they'll make you wish you could reach through the screen. The story follows a Cantonese street chef who's mastered the art of traditional Chinese cooking. But his world gets flipped upside down when a Michelin-starred French chef, Paul An, opens a sleek, high-end restaurant right across the street. What starts as a simple rivalry turns into an all-out war in the kitchen, leading into a massive international showdown. I was hooked and hungry. I don't recommend watching this film on an empty stomach. If you're learning Mandarin, this one is a feast, pun fully intended. The dialogue is full of food-related vocab, ingredients, cooking techniques, restaurant lingo, making it perfect for anyone looking to expand their knowledge in a very delicious way. Plus, since it features both Mandarin and Cantonese, you get a cool mix of linguistic styles. Dynasty Warriors. If you've ever played the Dynasty Warriors game, you already know what to expect. Epic battles, legendary warlords, and physics-defying martial arts that make zero sense but look so cool. Set during the Three Kingdoms era, the film follows iconic warriors as they fight to bring order to a crumbling empire. You've got three sworn brothers determined to restore peace, while the ruthless Cao Cao plays the long game for ultimate power. But with shifting alliances and massive game-changing battles, the real question is, who actually wins in the end? This movie is wild. The action scenes are so over the top that at one point I just gave up questioning physics and enjoyed the ride. And honestly, it works. The dramatic speeches, the ridiculous but awesome fight choreography, the sheer scale of it all, it's just fun. This one is a great way to experience a mix of historical and action-packed dialogue. The lines are delivered with maximum intensity, which actually makes it easier to understand them. Plus, since the Three Kingdoms story is so well known, you can follow along even if you don't catch every single word. Bottom line, if you're in the mood for epic battles, legendary warriors, and absolute cinematic mayhem, this is the movie to watch. Just don't expect realism because gravity does not exist here. The Yin-Yang Master, Dream of Eternity. The Yin-Yang Master, Dream of Eternity is an absolutely gorgeous fantasy film. Think ancient Chinese mythology, jaw-dropping visuals, and enough plot twists to keep you guessing. It follows a young Yin-Yang Master summoned to the Imperial City to help stop a legendary demon from awakening. The plan? 4 masters must seal it away. The problem? Secrets, betrayals, and way too many people with hidden agendas. Teaming up with the skeptical but undeniably cool warrior Boya, our protagonist uncovers a conspiracy that could doom them all. But by the time the final battle comes, the real question isn't how to stop the demon. It's who the real enemy even is. This movie owns its fantasy vibes. I'm talking glowing spells, gravity-defying sword fights, and ropes that flow way too perfectly in the wind. I loved it. You get a mix of poetic, classical dialogue and natural speech, plus some Taoist magic and ancient rituals sprinkled in. Basically, it's just an epic lesson in language and fantasy world building. If you love visually stunning battles and a little existential drama, this one is a must-watch. Chinese movies are a great way to immerse yourself in the language, but if you really want something to binge, Chinese series are even better. If you're wondering which ones are worth watching, check out this video on the best Chinese series to watch right now and find your next favorite show while improving your Mandarin at the same time.